Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to talk about today is the newest red flag laws in the land are about to happen in Michigan, but what's actually inside this legislation may be the golden bullet to completely destroy red flag laws, because there's some real unconstitutional language right in here which we're about to discuss. Everything is going to be linked in the description box below per usual, and if you are new or you're a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure you turn the notification bell on. We need as many people as we can to get into the fold with us, to spread information just like this about the unconstitutionality of red flag laws, and pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. And thank you so much in advance for your consideration. And the content today is brought to you by Lear Capital. You all know we're in a recession, and even if the Biden administration pulls an ATF and starts redefining terms, the fact is we all know which way the wind is blowing, and it's a pretty good time to partner with a company like Lear Capital to turn some of your retirement accounts into a protected safe haven asset like gold or silver. There are a lot of gold companies out there to choose from. I do business with Lear Capital because I trust them, and you can too. With over 25 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 24-hour purchase guarantee, Lear Capital is the place to buy silver and gold. The best way to invest in gold is through Lear Capital. I suggest you call my friends at Lear Capital and ask them specifically about converting a portion of your IRA or your 401k into precious metals. Go to LearLangley.com or call the number that's been on your screen this whole time, 800-330-4630, and get your free gold and silver investor guides and receive up to $15,000 in free bonus metals with a qualified purchase. All right, my brothers and sisters, so we have got to get into this because Michigan is now banging the war drum on red flag laws, touting them, putting the little feather in their cap. But what was actually inside of these may be, like I said, the silver bullet to make these truly unconstitutional. Check this out, because sometimes they get a little overconfident and let the cat out of the bag a little bit. Michigan governor set to sign state's new red flag gun law. Well, we know that was going to happen, but listen to this. Lansing, Michigan. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer will give final approval Monday afternoon to a red flag law that aims to keep firearms away from those at risk of harming themselves or others, as the state grapples with ways to slow gun violence in the wake of its second mass school shooting. We all know that's what they've been doing. Those are the talking points. Again, the cat's about to come out of the bag. Let me hear you in the comments on this one. The new law, also known as Extreme Risk Protection Orders, is expected to go into effect next spring. Curious, since the emergency was now. It will allow family members, police, mental health professionals, roommates, and former dating partners to petition a judge to remove firearms from those they believe pose an imminent threat to themselves or others, which is dramatically unconstitutional. This is the cat out of the bag moment. Watch this. Let me get it to you. The judge would have 24 hours to decide on a protection order after a request is filed. If granted, the judge would then have 14 days to set a hearing during which the flagged person would have to prove they do not pose a significant risk. The standard order would last 1 year. Do you understand what they just admitted to? It's no longer the government proving you did something. It's now the government taking the action and you proving you didn't. The difference there is small, but it is massive. That is so incredibly important and so crucial to our fundamental rights. Due process goes out the window. It's not about gun safety. It's not about common sense. This is about due process by itself. There was something I pulled for you from a Texas committee on mass shootings and public safety, how red flag laws violate several amendments in the Bill of Rights. Here's what they wrote. This is all you need. First Amendment guarantees all Americans the right to freedom of speech and assembly without persecution by law enforcement or other citizens. Second Amendment is the guaranteed right to keep and bear arms. We know that one well. Fourth Amendment prevents unlawful search and seizure of private property, which red flag laws violate because the laws allow police to act without judicial procedures. Fifth Amendment are orders that a grand jury must issue indictments for serious crimes, guarantees due process of law, and prevents seizure of private property without compensation, all of which red flag laws violate. Sixth Amendment guarantees each citizen the right of a trial. There is no trial under red flag laws. Ex parte. A random complaint without justification nor proof could cause police to act without a trial. Individuals also must be informed of any charges against them. Due process. Red flag laws preclude citizens from contacting a lawyer for their defense before any action is taken by law enforcement. Does this sound at all concerning? Because this is what they're pitching. 20 different states. Michigan's about to be the 21st are doing this. Just saying. Seventh Amendment guarantees U.S. citizens the right to a jury trial, which red flag laws clearly violate. Doesn't exist. Eighth Amendment protects citizens from excessive fines, confiscation of expensive firearms, even historical firearms manufactured before 1898 could be considered excessive fines because those firearms may never be returned. How many more do you need? This is the Bill of Rights. If you don't believe that the Supreme Court and other court systems are not going to tear this apart, I got some more news for you because that is multiple violations of multiple amendments all through the Bill of Rights. Let's go back to Michigan because here are the next steps. Listen to this. There's good and bad. Some local sheriffs in Michigan have told the Associated Press that they won't enforce the law if they don't believe it's constitutional. Over half of the state's counties have passed resolutions declaring themselves Second Amendment sanctuaries, opposing laws they believe infringe on gun rights. Is this picture starting to paint kind of like Kalamazoo and Detroit? All of these different liberal bastions are driving this. If 50% of the counties aren't down with this, we've got a problem. Anyway, let me show you what they're going to do next, because as we always say, there's never just a line of common sense. They will always push further. They will not stop. They are zealots. Michigan Democrats, who are in control of all levels of state government for the first time in 40 years, have indicated that they plan to advance further gun safety measures. Quote, "I'm not going to get out in front of the legislature. I want to see where their aptitude is and where their appetite is for doing more in the space," Whitmer told the AP earlier this month when asked what gun measures she hoped to pass next. She added, quote, "I do think it's important that we continue to see what more we can do to keep people safe." Fear the government, especially when they're offering to help. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.